Every single one of us can make a difference. Every single one of us. You, me, the person on the left or the right of you, we can all make a difference. I want to share a story with you that I've wanted to share for some time. And all my close friends, they know this story, but because sharing is caring and I am a giver, sorry, my hair's in my face, I want to share this one. Now, I want you to buckle up and really listen. And I ask you to really listen through to the end because it is not a short story. All the good ones are not, let's be honest. And I might have to break it up in more than one video. But trust me, it is worth it. I'm going to do my best not to get emotional. I'm going to leave out specifics in the message to protect a family. But this is a message that I got on LinkedIn. And I'm going to skip over cities. I'm going to read from my LinkedIn. Dear Amy, I started following you when my son came home from work one day and was so upbeat and excited. He told me one of his customers handed him their business card and told him to call him if he was interested in pursuing a career. It was your card. He was working at a location across the street from where you were at. I feel sure you have no recollection, as this was over a year ago. I just wanted to let you know what your kind words did for my son. Just last week, he mentioned that he was going to go over to this location and see if there was any positions available because he felt like where he was at was not the place for him. Your brief, kind words had a significant and lasting impact on his self-image, which he struggled with, and I am forever grateful. My son passed away last week, and I found your business card at the top of his paperwork in his desk drawer when I was trying to make sense of this tragedy. Thank you for making my socially anxious son, who grew up during a terrible time during lockdown, feel good about himself. I'm forever grateful and will keep you and your family in my prayers. How do I respond to this? Well, I did. And I'm going to read my response. First, I am so sorry for the loss of your sweet son. I cannot imagine the pain you are seeing, you are feeling. I do remember your son, and I do. I can close my eyes and remember each moment. I was in your city for a leadership class that I lead. I was at our locations downtown, and I walked over to another location to meet some leaders I had in class. Before I met them, I walked in to a restaurant across the street, and that's where I met your sweet son. He was the only one working the counter. There was many other customers in line. He was so kind and pleasant with everyone in front of me. Then it was my turn, and wow. He was a joy, friendly, kind, and had such a kind and welcoming smile. I was chatting with him a bit, grabbed my food, and ate my lunch. He continued with other customers in the same amazing way. And I saw it. I walked back up and I gave him my card. I told him about the company I work for and that we owned the location across the street. I told him watching him in action, getting the opportunity to witness his kindness was awesome. And we would love to have him be part of the team. I would be absolutely delighted. We laughed together about how I described how he was working. I told him he was dropping a mic the way he was working, like a boss, taking orders, making connections, and all with a fantastic attitude and a beautiful smile. His smile was absolutely infectious. I walked right over to the location and I told the general manager and his team about your son. I want to share how the story continues, and it did not end there. I have told the story about your son to hundreds of leaders in the flight school classes I have led ever since, all over the country. Each class, each time, I've shared the story of the delightful young man at this restaurant and how he left an imprint on me. How I witnessed his personality shine right in front of me. How taking a moment to appreciate him was so important. I saw your message earlier and I cried and hard. My heart aches for you. Excuse me. One mama to another. It aches. I called my boss, who happens to also be my friend. I wanted to share my screen so he could read your kind and moving words. I cried talking to him, and so did he. You see, he knows the story of your son because he has heard me speak about him in class. So many know the story of your sweet boy and the imprint he left on my heart. Thank you for reaching out. I cannot express that enough. I can promise you this, I will pay it forward. I will pay for the kindness your son showed me. To every person I encounter, I will also pay your kindness forward, keeping you in my thoughts and prayers. She continued on. She told me that my letter gave her comfort, and she said that it was a love letter from God. I'm so not worthy of that. She said, for the last week, I've been struggling for anything to help me make sense of the tragedy. While I'm no closer to understanding why this happened and what made my sweet boy feel like he had no other options, I was tremendously comforted by your letter. It didn't end there. I met this beautiful mother. We met in person. I met when I went back to this location, Mom and Dad, and we cried. She told me that she read my letter at his funeral. So, excuse me, I'm telling you this because you don't know the imprint you can make. You have no idea. I remember this boy. I can close my eyes and I can picture him. And I told other people about him. That is absolutely true. And to think that my words touched this mother's heart, so much so that she read my message at his wake and funeral. I am beyond moved, so please excuse the tears. I'm sharing this because you can make an imprint. You can make a difference. You can, and you never know the struggles of another. So if you have an opportunity to make somebody feel good, tell them. If you have an opportunity to appreciate someone and tell them that the smile that they shared with you was beautiful, tell them. The mom told me when we met that my card was on his desk on the top, and that he had just spoken about me the day before. I met him a year before that, before he took his life. He kept my card for a year. Who am I? I'm nobody. But this mother and father, they lost their sweet boy. So today, go pay kindness forward. Excuse me. How could I not cry over this? A mother and a father experienced the most awful pain, and they are in my hearts to this day. Go make someone smile today. And if they make you smile, tell them thank you. Pay it forward. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. Thank you for listening. Bye.